Hey guys, coming with me to San Francisco. I can't even tell you how happy I am to be here. The flight was like, I think 15 hours and we landed mid-afternoon. So as we were pulling into the hotel, I saw an In-N-Out sign. I didn't realize it's California only because I actually thought it was only LA. So when I saw that, best believe I quickly got changed and I made my way straight to In-N-Out. And the little streets actually just reminded me of California, like what you see in movies. I don't know, it was just like a feeling. Palm trees everywhere, the weather was beautiful. And then I had to have, they actually gave me a cheeseburger. I did order double, but they gave me just a normal cheeseburger. And of course, animal style fries, which were 11 out of 10. And then I literally just slept because the next morning we were getting up super early. We met the crew downstairs at 7:30 in the morning to go rent a car. And actually there was 10 of us to come on this trip, which these days there's not always like such a big group of people to come and actually come downstairs when you say that, guys, come on, let's go. But with US layovers, we get longer layovers, like it's 48 hours or like 50 hours. So there's more chances of more people wanting to do stuff because you actually do get the chance to rest and recover. So we made our way to, I think it was like some forest park thing that everyone wanted to go to, but when we got there it was fully sold out and there was no tickets left for until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we were like, okay, let's just go back into the city. And we drove, obviously, of course you had to drive through the Golden Gate Bridge, which if you ever watch Charmed, this to me was, I can't even describe the moment. I like actually thought I was in the series. And I know it's not filmed in San Francisco, but it's always been based in San Francisco and I've always wanted to come to because I was such a big fan of Charmed. And we drove to like a lookout spot, so of course we had to get the pictures, the perfect shots. It was such a nice day. The weather was beautiful. It was a little bit windy, but not as much as people say that usually it is. And then we got some fruit from like a boot of a car that was parked outside, but it was so good. It was like $10, I think. And made our way to Pier 39. On the way I saw these little go-kart things. I think it's like a tour. You just drive around in these and it looked so much fun. I would definitely probably do that. And then we found an Italian restaurant to have some food because someone fancied pasta and pizza, so that's what we decided to go for. I had spag bowl. When I tell you this is the best raspberry margaritas I've ever had in my life, we were like the only ones drinking at the table. We ended up ordering 3 because I was like, this is just too good, and it went down like juice. I did get a little bit tipsy. And then we just walked around Pier 39, and of course I had to get an ice cream. I tried, it was like pistachio, I think. So good, but you had to, because of the weather, you had to just get an ice cream. And then back in the car, we drove around the city and I kept seeing these self-drive cars everywhere. The first time we saw it actually freaked us out because obviously there's no one sitting behind the wheel. And then we did see a family try to order it as an Uber and then they were struggling to get in, so I don't actually know how useful they are. And then we went down, I think it's California Street, this is called. I was hoping to see the tram go all the way down because obviously